Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at Frontiers. We know that prioritizing time is difficult in our new normal, and we really appreciate you being here to get an introduction to why Slack is being adopted at an unprecedented rate inside of support and service teams. Whether you are directly involved in delivering customer experiences or not, this on-demand session will give you tangible use cases that you can bring back to your business to help drive exceptional customer loyalty and top-line business growth. In addition to this session, I also recommend checking out our other support and service sessions where you will hear more about empowering agents, monetizing customer support, and reducing frictions across interdepartmental support teams from leaders at Intuit, Oscar Health, Ascent Group, and more. My name is Sabrina Dermody, and I'm a Senior Solutions Engineer here at Slack, specializing in support and service. Now, before we get started, I want us to take a deep breath in and out. Now, close your eyes and recall an experience in your life that was so splendid that you knew that you wanted to relive it again and again. Now really settle into that memory and try and pick out what made it outstanding. If we believe what neuroscience has to tell us, this experience probably has a few things in common. It likely lived up to your expectations. That's table stakes. But it likely also did something to surprise you. There was novelty. And finally, it was sublime, meaning that you were really understood and known inside of that experience. Now, the memory of this experience is really important because it illuminates where we all want to be headed in terms of delivering experiences to our customers that matter. Now, when it comes to the term loyalty, which is what we're going to be centering on today, that term is thrown around a lot. But to look at what it really means, to be at the top of mind for customers, to really have allegiance from them. Now that is something that ties back to that experience that you had memory of. If we want to actually drive customer loyalty, and perhaps more importantly, drive top-line business, we need to be rethinking the concept of loyalty. Now, loyalty is very important because we know that it can actually demonstrate top-line growth. In fact, a recent Deloitte study shows that customer experience, when directed in the right way towards customer loyalty and, in fact, retention, can actually maximize profits and increase them by 25%. Now, driving customer loyalty may seem simple. But the problem is that loyalty is a tired concept. We typically aren't able to link together that expectation, those novel experiences, and sublimity in a way that can actually reinvent loyalty. Now, to illustrate this challenge, let's look at some of the different customers who are calling in for support. First, we have a customer who has a product request. Maybe she's having trouble with an upload and we're able to give her instructions that she's been given before on how to fix this. Or maybe we have another customer who is calling in about a billing issue. This is a billing issue that he has also had before. And sure, we can connect with billing to support and resolve this for our customer. Then we might have a developer who's calling in and he's wondering about access to a specific API for a product that he's working on monetizing himself and is interested in trying it out before he makes the decision to upgrade. We might just give him access to that API. Or finally, we maybe have a customer calling in asking for security documents. She calls every year, and every year it takes us a few weeks to get those back to her. Now, in each of these cases, we've delivered what these customers have been expecting, fast and accurate resolutions. But what is really hard here is to deliver those experiences that go beyond just expectations and really do bring out the concept of novelty and sublimity. And really, when we're able to create or drive these, it causes that overall enjoyment. And we know that over half of customers will actually make purchase decisions or decide to renew or actually buy again based off of the experiences that they have with us, which is why it is so critical that we as support leaders on the front lines of working with our customers are actually thinking about how to nurture loyalty in a way that takes these three concepts and reinvents them. Now, we have a quote here from a leader who is thinking about support a little bit differently. She's thinking about how an entire business can actually become customer obsessed. And what it takes, as she states there in the bottom line, is regardless of what seat you are in, whether you're in support or in billing, really thinking about how can we drive experiences, how can we get to know our customers better, and how can we use the data that we have from all of these different points to provide these experiences that really are taken to the next level in driving loyalty. So if we really rethink what we would have done in those experiences with the customers that we talked about earlier, when it comes to combining these three concepts, we might not have just given them the answer or resolved the ticket. We would have been able to work across the entire business, which oftentimes we're separated from, in order to loop her into the beta testing group. Use this experience that the customer has to actually spark innovation in our billing team. Or maybe stealthily get this developer connected with sales, so sales can kind of come in as the knight in shining armor to deliver what is needed for this developer. And finally, we can use the insights that we get from these experiences with customers to help us build truly proactive experiences so the customers don't even need to be calling in to ask. But what it takes is actually rethinking the way that we frame our customers inside of the business and reframing how customer service and support teams are integrated inside of the business. And what we really believe here at Slack is that Slack is the missing link that support teams need to help the entire business rethink and really nurture customer loyalty. And this is because support teams alone cannot be in charge of delivering these experiences. So we know that your support team is already connected with the top and best tools to deliver great, fast, and accurate resolutions for your customers. But oftentimes you are still separated from the knowledge or the other cross-functional teams that you need in order to deliver that experience. And furthermore, those teams are farther removed from you and from your customers. But with Slack, we can actually bring those things together, forming that missing link that can help you drive these experiences that actually nurture customer loyalty. And we truly believe that Slack is the missing link in getting your business there. And this is because Slack is able to link together not only your support teams with the knowledge and the experts that are in other departments throughout the business, but it's able to link together knowledge and the rest of your business with your customer. So wherever you might find gaps, Slack is there to actually link these things together, bringing yourselves, your support teams, closer together with the rest of the business and bringing the rest of your business closer around your customer so they really can be at the center. And what we found through delivering these types of experiences through Slack is that our customers are able to actually drive higher CSATs, better first call resolution, lower first response times, lower total resolution times, and less escalations. So some of the statistics that you see on your screen here might be pretty drastic, But we really want to take and bring these experiences to life with you or for you today. So let's go ahead and see this in action. So let's dive into how this actually works and see it happen in real life. So to bring all of this to life, we're going to concentrate on three things. First of all, how we can actually power up that cross-functional expertise that your teams need to deliver those novel and sublime experiences. We're also going to look at how you can actually infuse the customer throughout the business so every team can make their processes and their products more customer-centric. And finally, we're going to talk about how you can actually build trust with human connection through Slack. So to get started, we're going to take a look at Nicole. She happens to be an agent who's excited to try to increase her performance of her key KPIs, while also becoming known as a leader or an expert amongst her team. But what's really keeping her from being able to do that today is the lack of cross-functional expertise or knowledge that she needs to be able to become an expert, paired with the fact that it is really hard, cumbersome, and takes a lot of time to get support from cross-functional teams. So we're going to actually start Nicole's journey out today here inside of her ticketing system. So what we find here today is that Nicole is inside of her ticketing system, and she has a recent request from Elaine asking her for help with her last invoice. It seems that she was double charged. Now, formerly, Nicole would have had to switch screens, spend time context switching to get in touch with billing because she's not authorized to actually figure this out or resolve the issue by doing a chargeback. But what she actually finds here inside of her ticketing tool, whether that be Zendesk or Salesforce Service Cloud or Freshdesk, regardless of ticketing system, you can actually plug Slack directly in so your agents can get connected with the team of experts across your business that are best suited to help them. So in this case, she can actually open up Slack directly inside of her ticketing window and simply go to Ask Billing. What you'll notice is that it automatically grabs a message that was most recent, but what we can do is we can actually go through and select the ticket comments or the ticket components that are best suited to help our external teams actually answer this. So I'm going to go ahead here and actually send this directly into Slack. And we're going to go see what it's like for our billing team to actually answer this request without having to leave the tool Slack that they work in. So what you'll notice is that if I'm a billing team member, my Ask Billing channel is lit up, letting me know that I have something that needs my attention. Now, the beauty of having a channel like this where your support requests from your team can actually pipe in is that you can immediately crowdsource the responses to these questions and get answers back to your customers in a timely way without having to hop into a ticketing system that you're not used to or having things get lost in email so there are actually untimely replies. So to reply to this, I can actually let Nicole know that I've gotten this taken care of. And what we'll find here when we pivot back to Nicole's screen is that she's actually gotten a notification that she has an answer to her question, which she can immediately use as a resolution to get back to her customers. And what's more is that you can actually use this system to track how long agents are waiting for cross-functional departments to get back to them. That way, agents don't need to be penalized if the bottleneck in the system is not being caused by them, and go on to create better, more seamless processes that get your customers answers faster and actually allow you to collaborate as a team in an effective way inside of your tool of choice. The other issue that Nicole was finding, what we found, is that she has a lot of places that she can go to actually get knowledge. But sometimes she doesn't have access to the right systems. Maybe she doesn't sometimes know where to look for the right answer. There's no consolidated view for her to find and search for the knowledge that would be helpful. So for example, maybe in this scenario with Elaine, she may have been able to actually answer this question herself, or been able to process the chargeback if she had known how and had the permissions. But what she needs is a single search box that can give her all of the knowledge across the business. Nicole can actually come here and search for chargeback. And what you find is that she receives all of the knowledge that she needs, regardless of where this knowledge actually has arisen from. Maybe it was something previously that would have been shared via email only inside of the billing team, like standard operating procedures for chargebacks. Or maybe it was housed inside of your knowledge base, like Guru or any of your support knowledge bases. Or maybe, even more helpful to agents, it had been answered by another agent in a previous ticket, and a good answer, indicated with a little check mark here, has been forwarded into Slack, letting agents know that they can drill into this ticket and see how the answer was given by another one of their peers. So regardless of where knowledge resides, whether it's in systems, whether it's in knowledge stores, SharePoint, knowledge bases, or just shared between teams, but publicly, now your agents actually have access to all of that wealth of knowledge. And it's all powered by our AI-based search engine, meaning that the most relevant types of information are going to turn up first to your agents to help them deliver those fast and timely resolutions. So what we've seen here today so far is that some of Nicole's challenges were actually answered. We found that she was able to eliminate screens while actually getting the support she needs from cross-functional partners more quickly and with higher degree of accuracy. We also saw today that Nicole was able to use one search to get all of the knowledge that she would need to become an expert in her field. Now next, we want to take a peek at Jason. Jason is one of our product managers here who is interested in increasing customer retention and increasing Net Promoter Score. And this all comes from a product-based lens. But what he finds is that it's really hard to connect with the right customers to give him the qualitative information that he needs. And furthermore, it's hard to get the deep insights about the experiences that are coming from his direct product or his direct features that can help him and his team build better experiences that can actually help lower support's queue or backlog, and also ensure that customers have smoother experiences before they're even calling in for support. So let's take a peek at how Jason's life is made more easy with Slack, connecting into really the true voice of the customer. So Jason, inside of Slack, can actually go over here to his product feedback channel. Now, the beauty of setting up a channel like this is that he can actually connect this channel to all of the systems that provide customer feedback. So support tickets being one of those centralized features. These support tickets can be automatically forwarded into this Slack channel based off of keywords, based off of tags, or based off of any rules that you can think of that can help get James or any product expert the information that he needs. And what's really valuable here is by giving him the ticket, by giving him the interaction back and forth between your agents and the customer, James is actually able to hear the true voice of the customer. And what this means is that he has the key insights into how to build products or how to build experiences for your customers that can result in less friction and better experiences. But what's even more powerful for folks like James and product experts is being able to have all of this qualitative data paired and analyzed by a bot that's going to give even deeper insights to product managers. So for example, it can scan through all of the content that's pouring into this channel and actually give insights on keywords or key phrases that might be heard a certain number of times in calls, chats, or emails. It can also take and pair information based off of the accounts or the customers that are actually calling in, and allows James to immediately take action, viewing the account channel here in Slack to get more insight, to find out if these might be individuals that would be good for him to set up a session to connect with. And finally, he can actually link his experiments or his new features that he has released and tie them to the number of support tickets that have been registered, giving him an idea of how well the product launch is going and giving him the ability to dive deeper with these qualitative updates that are linked to the tickets on where he might be able to provide better updates the next time that he pushes a release. So what we found with Jason is that he was able to actually meet his goals and overcome these challenges. And all of this was made possible by Slack, with the powerful insights, using Slack to link systems together, both quantitatively and qualitatively, allowing product teams to build better experiences, which drive down ticket volume for support and service teams and help reduce the bottlenecks in interdepartmental communication and collaboration. So finally, let's meet Gabby. Gabby is a support manager who's in the front lines of delivering great experiences alongside of her team. She's really focused on improving customer satisfaction for her organization and ensuring her direct reports and her team are at the top of the KPI leaderboard. But what she finds to be a challenge here is having to deal with all of the bottlenecks that come with providing support when it requires escalations or interdepartmental collaboration. And also, she finds it really difficult to identify the key coaching moments that can really help her agents grow and transform in order to deliver those experiences that drive customer loyalty. So let's go see how Slack can help Gabby. Inside of Slack, Gabby can actually set up channels that are specific to the KPIs that maybe her team or her business are most interested in zeroing in on. So for example here, she's created a monitor channel for SLA breaches. So anytime a ticket is approaching an SLA breach or maybe has breached an SLA, it's going to automatically filter into Slack. And what's really powerful about this is that intuitively, her brain is going to start to understand or recognize patterns. This gives her the insight that she needs as a manager that goes beyond just a dashboard or key terms that might be hanging up her agent. But of course, taking a zeroed in view on all of the tickets that maybe had breached SLAs, she can also apply bots to this channel that will give her interesting findings, actually scanning over all of these tickets and what's included to help her identify themes that might be present among them that she can actually address. And when it comes to having those themes relate to agents or relate to the training that needs to be given or the coaching that needs to be given, Gabby finds that it's much easier with Slack because what she can actually do is take these tickets, open up a thread, and actually assign a course from directly inside of this view or this window. So what she can do here is actually take a second to say, hey, first of all, I want to make sure that the agent, Sabrina in this case, knows about this. So first of all, we're going to actually send this ticket to our one-to-one channel that we have set up as a private, secure channel between ourselves and our agent for coaching purposes. So I'm going to say, hey, let's talk about this next week. And what's really cool is that Slack's workflow builder can actually use experiences like this to build workflows that will connect to third-party systems to allow you to connect all of the systems, such as your LMS, to drive experiences that really make the coaching more effective. So let's see what I mean by this. So I'm going to send this over to our one-to-one channel. And you'll notice that it popped me over into that channel itself. And what we find here is that given that I had asked for that to be sent over, it actually has also pre-assigned her a course to take on billing. So what you've actually designed here, all using Slack, is a workflow that can not only help you identify those key actions or those key coaching moments, but then actually take immediate action with those by sending this, assigning a course, or even just talking back and forth in a channel about what an agent's goals are, having them have their individualized support reports sent directly in. All of this in a safe, secure place to help coach and up-level agents. Now, when it comes to Gabby needing to provide a better experience for her customers with less back and forth between internal teams, she's going to turn to Slack Connect. Now, Slack Connect is a way for businesses to bring in all of their team members or the appropriate team members with another business and their appropriate team members into a single designated place for support. So what you'll notice in our customer ABC Co channel is that this is a place for our ABC Co customers to actually get any help with sales, product, or support needs. So what this means is that Gabby has not only been able to monetize support by providing a different, more novel and better form of support for agents, but she's also going to have an easier time with the bottlenecks that she might actually face. So for example, we see that her customer, one of the clients, Sabrina, is actually unsure of something that's going on inside of a report. Now, we know that Gabby is not equipped to answer this. This is something that needs to actually be handled by our engineering team. Now, normally this would have meant forwarding emails or getting people into another ticketing system, but with Slack Connect, you can actually open up a thread and ask for external support. So for example, I can actually ping my entire engineering support team that included 5 members from directly inside of here and ask them to take a look. And hopefully within seconds, we'll get an alert letting us know that we can invite them to the channel so they can actually become members and help us answer this question. So now all the members that might be able to help us or help our customer, more importantly, solve this out are available. And what this does is it actually builds trust with your customer that you're going to be able to get the right people inside of your business surrounding them, and that the customer really does reside at the center of your business. So doing a quick recap, we've actually seen how Gabby is now able to address her goals, driving up CSAT by connecting her customers directly with the experts in her company through Slack Connect. And also, Gabby was able to ensure that her team was the top of the leaderboard. And she really did this by ensuring that the entire business can come around her customer in a unique way. And that she also has all of the tools and insights at her fingertips to actually drive and action on the coaching moments that she was able to find. So what we hope that you came away with today is how Slack really can become that missing link, how it can help infuse your customers throughout the business, help you build trust, build that human trust, and maybe most importantly, ensure that your agents can actually be connected with the internal teams that they need to provide that experience. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll hope to see you later today inside of our other support panels. And if you are interested in learning more, please go to the Success Kit that's available inside of your resource library that contains specific information around support and service teams.